Thanks, Rondix. I was talking the whole time. Sorry, man. I'm good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, sorry. I did reply to you before, but my mic was absolutely muted. How are the mountains, mate? What have you been up to? We might do him with like a walking. I was thinking a cool thing would be like a walking stick that he has. But the walking stick is made from like an old sword of his. So like wrapped in rope. I'll have a kind of foot at the bottom. Perhaps he's just like out wandering in the wilderness with his backpack. He's more of an old man bull. Trip to the Alps was a pleasure. Back to work now. Good. Good. Did you have a lot of snow? I think a lot of my students were out in the Alps as well, enjoying it. We'll do him as a war veteran, so maybe we'll give him like a pre-tech arm. And a pre-tech leg. Make this leg his one more leg. This one will be his broken one. Hey Bard, new character time. Yeah. We're doing Sidon was the winner of name that character. So we're doing an old man bull veteran. He's gonna be a big boy, but an old boy as well. Give him an angry bull face. Grumpy bull face, I should say. How have you been, Riffy? Nafor. How's it going, Nafor? Naf. What have you guys been up to this week? Oh, I've got some cool plans for one of my next videos. I've been kind of doodling the last week. I haven't finished the next one I'm doing. The next one I'm releasing. But I'm already daydreaming about the one after that. So I'll do a bit of this bull and then I'll come back to that afterwards. Charger out a little bit. It's a bit hot. What have you, Naf and Riffy, what have you guys been up to this week? Been busy? what would be cool actually is if we give this guy a vampire hunter brooch. It'd be a nice little addition. Show that he's a veteran of a different war. Poor boy. Well, thank you. Started writing a script for my intro video. Nice. What's your first video going to be about, Riffy? Is it just like an introduction to your world? I've taken the Cambridge assessment yesterday. That was something. 4 hours straight of written exams in English. Damn. That sounds tough. How was it? Do you think you did well, Rondix? Big hunchback, because he's a big bull boy. Hey Fallen, thanks for joining us, mate. Trip to Crim. It's really refreshing to sleep well. Ah, nice. Sleeping at night time. Definitely big recommend. It's always nice, isn't it? I need to get started getting used to flipping my page. I definitely don't do that now. Right, we'll start to draw his outfit as well. 17th century outfit. Who's this fella? Hey Joe. How's it going, mate? Swan intro with, I hope, some animations in the start about Ekron and the archives. Hell yeah, that sounds cool. I also don't really know how it went. It's only useful for me if it gives me like C1 level, but you need almost perfect marks all around. I don't know. Cambridge is pretty difficult from my experience. I mean, from your writing on here, Throndix, I would say your English level is very good. But yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you otherwise, but I'm sure you did well, mate. It's done and dusted now, so no point in worrying about it now. I'm sure it's... I'm sure you did fine. Alright, we're going to give this guy a funky outfit, because funky outfits are cool. Maybe a little hat as well. Looking cool. Sepher, hello. Welcome, welcome. Furry Legend. Who are you calling Furry Legend? Is that Sepher, is it? Exactly, it's done now, so I don't really need to worry about it. Yeah, that's the best attitude to have. I think if we like overthink how we did and we try to remember like how we answered the questions and stuff, I feel like it always seems worse than it actually is. So, yeah, not much point worrying about it. This guy's some funky trousers. This walking stick is going to be his like sword. I thought that'd be like a cool little hint at his like past as like a veteran. But what we'll do is we'll design the sword and then I'm going to wrap it in rope. I'll make it look like it's wrapped in rope. And it'll have like something stabbed into the bottom essentially, like a little. We have stabbed into the bottom like a shoe or something. And uses it as kind of walking stick. So, Riffy, what kind of videos are you going to be posting on your channel? Are you going to do like lore videos or other things like that? And you, Throndix, are you getting your channel up soon now that your banner's done? Little pouch. In fact, if we do it on the side, makes it a bit more interesting. A little knife. Let's go across his stomach here. It's going to be big enough to fit his hand though. There we go. Right, it's looking kind of cool. Right, let's give him a bit of colour, and then we'll start doing some details. And someone with an interesting colour palette. Like orange and red. He's scarified, missing limbs. He's a simple dude. Just wandering the wilderness with his pension, helping those who need it. Oh, wait, that was our last one. Okay, he's not helping those who need it. He's avoiding conflict at all cost. There you go, big difference. Kind of looks like he pooped his pants. Wait. I think I need to shrink this leg. Oops. That's better. That's less like he pooped his pants. Only inconvenience is the results only come back in like June or July, which is pretty long. Yeah. Except with the uwu. Don't you be uwu in here. Should have started 15 minutes ago and Sidon isn't here. Fear for his well-being. You're right. So I always, whenever I enter the stream, I always fear that message. I think I was 1 minute late today. I was like, oh no, Sidon's going to tell me off. He's not here yet. How strange. I've also kind of thought about maybe retconning how I show like the cyborg parts, like the marble, because it's a bit like, I feel like it's a bit, in fact we'll do that after. It's a bit messy the way I currently do it. I feel like it could be better. In fact, I'm going to change his colour because I want him to look kind of orange actually. We'll change his trousers from blue. We'll do them as more of a green. Do them as more of a green, and then he can be orange. Brown hat. Oops. My intro video is in the works, but it might be delayed for a long time, to be honest. The thing is, next year I'll go to the class preparatory, which is like college, I guess, but I'll have so much, yeah, work to do that I don't really know if I'll post anything. To be honest, one thing I always think about with world building stuff is, you know, if your primary objective is to do it to maintain like some rhythm to your posting, or to like make yourself more motivated to post, essentially, I would say, yeah, you know, even if you're posting once a year, I think that's fine. I think that's a good way to do it. It's good to get out there, and then like you can. I feel like when I started posting, I knew the direction of my project a bit better, which was nice. So it's something to think about. It's like, you know, you don't have to post, but if you do, it can be useful for just, you know, having stuff and keeping yourself moving forward with your project, that kind of stuff. I never really know how to draw Fey hands, because I'm like, are they skin coloured? Are they fur coloured? Who knows? Hey Duck, and Sidon, here he is. Sidon, you're late this time. Noted. Ricky, good question. Mostly creatures at the start, I think, and then only then some lore. That's actually a location in my world I want to tell about. I need to do a lot of art to do so. Nice. I'm looking forward to your monsters, Riffy. I'm looking forward to your monsters. I think all the ones you've drawn so far, like the ones you've drawn for other people, have been very cool. How are you doing, Sadan and Duck? What have you guys been up to? We're drawing Sidan's winning entry to name that character. Very cool. Old Bull Knight. Then we have lots of veteran scars. We'll give them a bunch of equipment and stuff to have on as well. But we'll just do these base colours and then we'll get the rest of it drawn up. Actually, because we've got lots of people here, doing okay. Some friends have dragged me kicking and screaming to play Hoi 4. What's Hoi 4? Hey Crow, good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining in. How are you, buddy? My footstraw is sock. These guys are looking pretty cool. World War II Abgate. Nice. Week's been pretty unproductive for world building. Nice to take a little break. Yeah, it's good to take a little step back and then come back renewed. Here we go. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I'm doing a new video. Like I said, the next video is gonna be currency. So I think I told you guys about that a little bit. Let's have a look. So the currency video is, where is it? This one. Okay. So we got all the stuff for the currency video. I'm just gonna shoot it out. I'm gonna make it quite a short video because, to be honest, I wrote so much. It ended up being like a really long, like 12-minute video, and it was so boring. So I'm gonna make it much shorter, much more efficient, and just quickly explain the currency, the positives of it, and the negatives of it. And I think that'll be interesting. So the next one I'm gonna do is about. Oops. The next one I'm gonna do is about the rich people in the Albion Isles, and they are these people called the Sisters Merchant. So I'll write this down whilst I talk. The Sisters Merchant. I was going to call them the Merchant Sisters, but I think the Sisters Merchant sounds cooler. So the Sisters Merchant are like hundreds of women who are all related, and every single one of them has a different father, and their heritage goes back to hundreds of thousands of years. There's some speculation that maybe the family even goes back to the Byzantine Empire, because they're these like 7-foot women, and they all look like supermodels, but all like athletes, essentially. They're like all different shapes and sizes, different heights. They're all very tall, but then some of them are taller and some of them are a little bit shorter. They all have different skin colors and different ethnicities, because every single one of them has a different father. And the idea is that these are not good people. They practice essentially eugenics, and they just want like a perfect male specimen to make a perfect female. And so they travel, they send these people around the world to collect men. And it's not like right, don't make me start bonking people with the horny bat, mossy duck. Okay, so this sounds like a good deal, right? You get brought over and you meet a very beautiful 7-foot woman. Oh, okay, this is great. But think of it being like the relationship between a praying mantis male and a praying mantis female, or like a male spider and a female spider. You have a good night, and then the next night you don't wake up, essentially. So they basically just use these dudes. I'm trying to think what happens to the dudes afterwards. They might actually just become like just servants on the side. They've done their job and now they're kind of disposed of, or they're kind of eliminated immediately afterwards. So the idea is that these women practice eugenics, and they think still with it. they think these men are just essentially they're just useless. Their only purpose in life is to make a baby, and that's it. That's all they see these men as. So they find these beautiful, strong, intelligent, cultured men, and then just bloody kill them. So these women are crazy. They're like really, really crazy. They're kept behind closed doors until they're like 25, and then they're kind of brought out into society, and they are like unbelievably rich. There's no comparison on the Arabian Isles. They can spend as much money as they want. I was going to do a short story about like one of them who every day she orders a plateful, like a feast. So lobsters and crabs and chickens and turkeys and beef and fruits from across the world. And all she eats every single day is like some bread. She just throws it all away because she can. There's these. I'm going to do a short story about what was I going to say? A short story about a guy who spills wine on one of them during a party, and he apologizes, and then she just swings her hand and cuts him in half. And it's in the middle of a party, and because like no one wants to upset these people, because they're like billionaires essentially. I'm kind of jumping on the hashtag billionaires thing here, but so she cuts him in half, and he falls down on the floor in the middle of this ballroom, blood everywhere, and everyone else just goes back to the party. All of these people, all of these guests sprayed with blood and everything, and everyone just goes back to the party, and no one is allowed to touch the body. No one is allowed to clean their face or anything, because they don't want to insult the sisters merchant, and so everyone just has to just keep going on with the party, and they have to finish the party even if they're caked in blood. So all of the sisters merchant have marble body parts. So they're gonna have like a missing arm. Like the woman who cuts him in half has a marble arm. They have like marble faces. They have these really creepy masks, marble like legs and things like that. And they just essentially replace loads of their body parts with really, really expensive marble prosthetics. So they're going to be baddies. They're going to be hot women, but they're going to be like, what's it called? Like femme fatale type thing, where it's going to be like. Actually, I did do a picture earlier. Wait a second. Let me find the picture. It's deep in the middle of my Procreate files, so I need to find it. Okay, this picture's a little bit booby, but that's fine. Okay, so this is one of the sisters merchant. They look pretty normal, but she's 7 foot tall. She's covered in marble jewelry, and she's got that the knife that we did the 3D render of. So yeah, it's going to be like beautiful women who are not very nice people, essentially. Yeah, right. I'm just hiding my screen because I have loads of like documents and stuff in my Procreate which I need to sort out. What else was I doing? Ah, yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned this. I'm also going to do another video I have. It's either going to be the next one, or it's either going to be before the Sisters Merchant, or it's going to be afterwards. We'll see. No, my friend, you must stay focused. It's not worth. Yeah, it is disappearing. Sisters Merchant seems like they suck slavers. Yeah, they're going to be terrible, terrible people. So I'm going to try and emphasize this. They're going to be like these really, really beautiful women who are just incredibly intelligent. And I'm weighing up about them being like all of them being dragons, like essentially like a dragon family. But I'm trying to think about it. I think the kind of progenitor will be like this woman called the First Sister. But again, I'm trying to kind of like steamballing this at the moment. But they're all going to be these really, really beautiful women, and they're just like, it's not supposed to be like a bad looking woman. It's supposed to be like just this evil family of women who practice eugenics. So anyway, so that's the first video idea. Don't stick it in crazy time. That's good advice. What point of view? Acquire a monopunch deceased forever. Don't do a dragon family. Makes dragon less special. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, you're right, Sedan. I think that's true. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I thought maybe if the like the mother, the original sister is was a dragon or is a dragon. I think she's gonna be like a mysterious figure. And maybe we can just like I said, hint at the eugenics of it, essentially. Yeah. So anyway, the other thing I'm planning on doing is I'm gonna do. A few people have asked for this for like a while. I'm gonna do a 3D render of an apartment building in a city, maybe in Jorvik or in Bath or something. And so essentially, on the top floor, so on the ground floor. This one, there is going to be an old bull, and I think I'm going to make him the bull from your shorts character, Saidan. He's going to be like an old war veteran, and he's going to live on the bottom floor. He's going to be religious. He's going to be very pious, and so his apartment is going to be really sparse. So it's going to be like how they live. As like Fae. So like, for example, this bull Fae is going to have a room where he just dries all of his hay, and he's going to have a special poop toilet, which I shared the pictures for in the Discord. So we're going to do a 3D render of a cow poop toilet, so he can sell his poop. Underground is going to be a rabbit family, and they like the dark. And there's going to be loads of vegetables in there. It's going to be very cold and very dark. And there's going to be like 7 kids, because rabbits. And the mum stays at home, looks after the kids. And the dad... I was thinking about doing it where like the dad is like he's a fire warden. He's been arrested for something, like being drunken or something. So the mum has to look after the kids. So it'd be like, it's like basically like a little mini short story. And she has all of these kids. They're all different ages, and I did consider the fact that, of course, if a rabbit had 8 babies, they would all be the same age. But we're going to ignore that. So she's going to be on the bottom floor. On the first floor is going to be a cat, and the cat is going to be a real madam. These drawings are not finished, but she's going to be really snobby. She's going to be like a lawyer or something, or a doctor, or like the child of like an aristocrat. And her room is going to be filled with all of this really lavish furniture, and it's going to be beautiful. And loads of. She's going to have all of these pictures up on the wall, and she's also going to have live birds all over the place in cages, just in case she gets bored, and like toys and things like that, which she keeps in her house. And she's gonna have like a beautiful bathroom for like grooming herself and everything. And then on the top floor is gonna be an old magpie, a widowed magpie, and so his room is gonna be like a hoarder's room. It's just gonna be filled with stuff, like loads and loads of stuff, loads of shiny stuff, and he's gonna have a little shrine. I'm gonna have to make this in 3D. He's gonna have a little shrine for Corvus. And where he puts like his favorite stuff, but his rooms will be full of books and full of old newspapers and things like that. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to render it all in Unreal Engine, and I have loads and loads of assets from the past, and I'm going to do the video as me kind of like building them out and explaining why everything's there, and then I'm going to render a few 3D items myself, like, for example, the Corvus shrine and the cow toilet, because I think I won't be able to find examples of those. So that's going to be another video idea that's coming up, and I think that one will be cool because it'll be a bit different, and it'll show you kind of like how Fae live, especially at different kind of social classes. So it could be quite interesting. What happens to the male children? Nothing good. That's the best way to say it. So I'm going to do it where the eugenics essentially favor women. So they're very, very likely to have women, just because everyone has a woman. But the males, we'll find out about that. I feel like that would be a good mysterious thing to find out about. But we'll come back to that. I don't want to do like baby death type thing. I don't want to go too like edgy, but we'll come back to that. Like I said. Okay, let's continue with our bull friend. And wait, can trolls and dragons reproduce? What happens when they do? More dragons, trolls? Trolls too aggressive to try that? I think trolls, no. Trolls are basically like a tumor, so it's just that they wouldn't even think about it, and they just, I feel like their stuff just wouldn't work. Dragons, I'm not prude. I don't really care about this stuff in real life, but I don't want to focus a lot on this in the acceleration. I think I've said this before, but yeah. So we'll say yeah, sure. It's canon. Dragons can reproduce, but probably only with other dragons. So it's just a very unlikely thing to happen because, of course, you'd have to have 2 species of dragon. In fact, okay, a good example of it is the Great Tyrant and the Lesser Tyrant. The Lesser Tyrant was a child of the Great Tyrant, so presumably there's more heron dragon. So that's a good example of that. Probably like Gerudo from Zelda, only female offspring. There you go. Yeah, that's a nicer way to put it. Well, that would imply they aren't human, which honestly would make some sense. Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if they're a dragon. I mean, I want them to kind of be post-human type thing. Like I said, there's gonna be hints that they might be, you know, from the Byzantine Empire, and it's just this really ancient lineage, but it's gonna be kind of hinted at. Embrace the edgy. Random fact: the conditions that the mother experiences during can affect the gender. Interesting. Very interesting. Right, let's do some drawing. I talked myself through. So yeah, I think I'm going to do the Sisters Merchant one first because I've been thinking about it all day and I did a lot of sketches in my notebook for it. So I think it'll be a cool video and it'll be a fun one to work on. And then I'll do the 3D render one next. Again, I'm going to see how how people feel about the 3D stuff. Because it's going to be coming out in the currency video. And yeah, we'll see. I think if people really embrace the currency stuff, then I will continue to do it. But if people are like, ah man, this 3D stuff sucks, then I might just give it up. We'll see. We'll see. Don't actually have any shoulder straps. There we go. More backpacky. I'll play something in the background, so I'll talk this. No worries, mate. I know what we're missing. We're missing shadow. Let's pull this together. In fact, let's be less destructive. Just in case. I like drawing like warriors and knights and stuff, but I like people with like a cool story. I feel like this knight's got a cool story. And again, it's kind of hinted at with his walking stick. His hand is supposed to be covering his eyes. That's the purpose of it. A bit of shadow off of the badge. Cool kid. What are we thinking on the colours? Are they a bit too bright, or? Do this kind of a brown colour. Make it a bit lighter on top. I'm liking this guy. Just the fact that he doesn't have a name, he's just the old knight. It's a cool way to do it. I was about making my own eugenics faction, aside from the UCP, but just been lazy. Colours may be a little bright. Yeah, they just seem a bit bright, don't they? You see, this is why we don't practice destructive editing, because now we can just change the colours. A bit more desaturated. I'll tell you what we'll do. They are a bit bright, so what we're going to do is kind of oversaturate them a little bit with a bit of colour. Oops. Then instead of bright, they'll just be lighter. do a bit of like a dark shade as well. The green. That's like a little bit blue. A bit more blue. Oops. It's a little bit bright, isn't it? Just realised my setting is an edgy one. We like edge. Bit of edginess never hurt anyone. The wrong one. Oops. I'm gonna add like a bit of a variety of colours. Bit under the shadow as well. Oops. In fact, we can. A bit more blue. Like a lighter blue. Do his cow face as well. If we duplicate this, put it here, and then we make it completely white, and then we make everything a clipping mask on top. Clip, 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 and put this one to the top. Nice. And we can do it's my shiny layer. Especially its pink skin needs to be shiny. Right, time's good to sleep for me to take. Take care, everyone. Good night. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by, Throndix. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna draw some dino whilst into the stream. Hell yeah. What's everyone else doing whilst listening? Anyone else doing some cool stuff? Need a good reference. Let me find a good character reference. I feel like he is still a bit too bright. My Pinterest page. Let me find something. Lost in Thought might make the eugenics faction after all. Nice. Go for it. Go find. Nope, that's the wrong kind of picture. Trying to dress up a man. Trying to find inspiration for this. This guy's colours. For a commission, nice. What we could do is we could what could we do? I think more muted colours would be better. Let's do that. Do more details on him instead. Oops. Next we need this this sword to be a bit more obvious, I think. It's obviously a peg leg. I do like a highlight. Do a bit of shadow under his hand, so no highlight there. It's not super obvious. In fact, with his, I keep forgetting his square. I'm going to do the square in the background. Right, square, a rectangle even. There we go, make it a bit bigger. A little bit smaller. Oh no, I found the middle. What if there was like a go to middle button? Where's the middle? Okay, that looks middle enough. Oh, charger. Charger back. There you go. Right, so of course we need the background to be a bit brighter. We'll do it as like a sunny road or something. Like a beautiful blue sky behind it. It's kind of blending with his shirt now, damn it! Do a more of a pale colour. There we go. It's like he's exploring somewhere. Interesting. Bit of shadow on there. Then there we go. I'll do assignment page, long short story. So limiting. What's a long short story? Is that not just a long story? Or a short story? Go. It's off exploring the world. Good boy. Same for these actually. It's a bit more noticeable. like this guy. I think he looks pretty cool. Back, make myself dinner. What'd you make for dinner? Share it with the group. Let everybody know. Interesting texture for his arm. And then mask blue. Of course we get rid of it. A janky way of doing it, but it works. Freehand this. Get out of here. He's a cool little guy. Any suggestions for short stories I can make in my world? Talk about the difficulties of being a... Have you done any short stories on like the front line of any of your combats? So done. I'm sure that'd be interesting. This guy like the long sleeve things as well. A bit messy. Right, we'll do a bit more colour on his head, and then we're going to start working on some other pictures. Red colour in there as well. It's not really clearly a hat, is it? Clean this up a little bit. Right, let's see your dinner. Ooh, a selection of different breads. Oh, is that Gravlax? I see Gravlax. I see what looks like mozzarella. Pickle. Pate. What's the very, very, very red thing at the top? I do not recognize it. Also, Bard, you can make the lady-only merchant people a subspecies of human. We had those in the past. They kind of need to still be human for the whole thing of them like collecting dudes and disposing of them. But I might make them so they treat humans like they are more important, essentially. Also, they hate Fae. They're going to be very, very Fae-phobic. They're not going to be nice people. Not nice. There we go. Some shoelaces, of course. Some little bandage legs. I think his we do the little. Maybe not. It's blending a bit too much in the background. Maybe if I do like a cloud behind it or something. Yeah, like stand out a bit more. Some dude out exploring the world. He doesn't really look like a bull as well, which I think is a problem, seeing as he is a bull character. So he needs to do some colour on his face as well. He's not super clearly a bull. That's no problem. I'm getting to that stage in the drawing where I'm like, so I might do it. That's sufficient enough. I was on a call with my partner. I couldn't hear you talk, but I haven't heard anything for the past minutes. I was saying it's a cool idea, Snake, but I think the whole thing with them, like, kind of capturing people and, you know, having babies and then disposing of them, it wouldn't work if they were a different species, right? Because then they wouldn't be able to have viable babies. Hey, Bard, I have a question for you. In Acceleration, are there Viking raids or something akin to it? Apologise if the question has been asked before. So, a lot of it is based on the 17th century, right? 16th, 17th century. So the idea is supposed to be that it takes things from around the world at that time. So there's the English Civil War, there's the end of the Spanish campaign in Latin America, the samurai still exist, there's kind of the Cossacks in the east. Obviously you have the empire, the Spanish empire. You've got kind of Renaissance Italy, There's like loads of really interesting stuff happening at the same time. So there'll be no Vikings, but there would be raiders, I guess. So I might do that eventually. I think you have like Irish pirates and stuff like that around this kind of time. And I think it's the Age of Sail as well, is it? Age of Pirates. What was that? Yeah, okay. So Age of Pirates peaked around 60. So you have pirates and stuff. So not so much raiders, but pirates, yes. I didn't even think about that. Some pirate fair would be cool. Right, I might finish it there. That's good enough. And I've got to that point in the drawing where I'm like, that's sufficient. He looks like an explorer dude. God, I think I need to make his sword a bit clearer. Do you know a good way to make it clearer? Just get rid of this foot. Just make it into a very clear sword point. Sword point. Okay, it's not super clear, but that's fine. Right, we'll leave it there. I might come back to him. I might not, but I think he's good enough, right? We've got a kind of like old knight. He's got a few missing limbs. He's got an old sword and a dagger. I think good enough, right? What do you guys think? Okay, right. I think we've still got a little bit of time left. Might finish a little bit early today because I got some stuff to do. But what we might do is work on our other character we were looking at earlier. Let me just go to this other screen. So I'll just move it to the top just in case I need to exit again. Oops. Okay. Right, one of the other characters I was working on was what's his face? Is it Gulch? Gulp? Glutch? He was one of the Name That Character guys. He's the cigar smoking toad. The treasure toad of Blackpool. His name is Mulch. So Mulch is going to be present in the Sisters Merchant video, as he is going to be an example of like rich fae, because rich fae aren't super common and they're kind of discriminated against, and so he is going to be an example of that. And his bodyguards, why is this so blue? His bodyguards are these dudes who just wear these like horrible masks, and they don't speak, they just follow him around. There's going to be a lot of like speculation as to who they are. It's got the old hand on the gun in the jacket pose. There'll be a bunch of them in the background as well. You can't see their faces at all, though. It's where these wigs. Scary dudes. Seagull Raiders. Seagull Raiders would be cool. Also, as long as they are in the same genus, different species can breed with each other, like how Homo sapiens breed with Homo neanderthals. A good chunk of the population has between 1 and 3% DNA. That's interesting. Going towards Riffy and defeating them. Don't worry, Rich Frog Fae. I hate all rich people equally. Good. Good. No racism against rich people. Just hatred. Yeah, I was like doing the Sisters Merchant thing, and then I kind of realized what I was doing subconsciously. I'm kind of capitalizing on the whole hashtag billionaire stuff with obviously everything that's happening around the world at the moment. So I'm going to be, yeah, jumping on that as best I can. God, it's so hot. I have to unplug it. I have to end a bit sooner if we can. If the battery's gonna die soon. Rich people racism. Hell yeah! Eat the rich. These guys are going to be the Toad's bodyguards, and they are going to be geared up. They're going to have some, like, basically completely covered in marble. In fact, let's just do this. Give them some nice sockies. He's got a lot of these bodyguards. They all wear these marble masks. And again, the marble masks are going to have a lot of speculation, because some of these are going to be like handheld masks that they use. And they're like essentially very advanced pre-tech. And they like allow them to like scan shit. So I'm going to come back to that kind of sci-fi element. Love sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. Sci-fi fantasy. Cookie's gonna be eaten. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's 11 for me. That's correct. Cool kind of Hunger Games hair, of course. Very important. Fashion trousers. The poopy pants, of course. If I see seagulls stealing your cookies. Oh no! Also, one kind of semi-series I kind of considered starting. I might do it. We'll see. Is about birds, like local birds to me. I download an app where I can kind of like it shows me the bird songs playing in the area. Like when I'm outside, I'm like walking around, and it tells me what kind of species of bird they are. Because I'm at that age now where bird watching is cool. So I might do like a little series where like I draw characters who are essentially like birds in my local area. I thought that'd be quite cool. But we'll see. It's a maybe. Wow, that's a cool app. Yeah, honestly, it's really impressive. It it uses your microphone, and it analyzes the sound pattern in the area, and it shows you what it looks like. So when you have a bird that's like tweet 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 tweet, it'll pop up on this kind of like sound file. So you see it like popping up, and it'll identify it and be like, okay, that is a, you know, that's like a great blue tit. That is a robin. That one is a rook, for example. So, and it's like able to identify all of them, which is really awesome. Oops. He's gonna have matching socks with these boys. Maybe some very lavish purple shoes, because why not? What a fancy boy! Oh no! Why do I always do that? There's a lot more buttons than that. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't really see his big belly from this angle. What a fancy boy. Very nice. I've seen a cat eat a crow. Oh dear. The bird watcher stage of life is unavoidable. Don't resist, Bard. Embrace it. Honestly, I love it. I love birds now. Birds are cool. It's cool to like see the different sounds birds make. No regrets. My only desire now is to listen to more birds. It's supposed to be kind of like just a quick drawing, but will do. Okay, this, I think I wrote down how many I've got to do. I've got to do 15 drawings for this one. It's going to be a long one. So I need to make sure I finish the currency video before I try and do this one. Because otherwise I'm never going to get the currency video finished. Right, let's make these guys' faces a bit more freaky. Marble statue. Let's find a statue face. That's a good one. Some stands for bird watching did appear some weeks ago in a park nearby my house with some info about birds in the area. That's really cool. It's more interesting to go for a walk there now. I agree. It's like nice, and I think it encourages people to care more about the environment, right? It's like, you know, if people know there's like a red spotted woodpecker and you can actually hear it in the area and you see it like arrive every now and again, I feel like people will kind of give a shit more, which is good. Because I think if you don't like share any information about the environment, I feel like people just don't care. Which is a shame, but it's very true. Oops. Let's find some more faces. Do some women faces as well. Kind of like a Squidward face. Handsome Squidward. He's so handsome. No! Too handsome. Hey Joe, welcome back. We're talking about bird watching. And Laura, welcome. I'm in the bird watcher stage now. Good. I'm glad we're all there with you. I'm in the cooking burger stage right now. That's also an awesome stage. What's it called? Smash burgers. That's where I'm at the moment, Joe. I love me a good smash burger. I got my dad like a smash burger kit for Christmas, and he just made it at the weekend, and it's very good. My subjects agree with me. A king usually rich, and we want to eat the rich. That's right. Strike! Strike now! Whilst he's juicy and full of burgers. Oh dear. Greeting Earthlings. How you doing, Rat? You been busy this week, mate? It's handsome. God damn it, it's more handsome now. Look how handsome he is. Oh no. Can't stop making him more handsome. What am I to do? I feel like freaky old man has to be more interesting now. There we go. It's a bit more interesting at least. Not so handsome, but they look kind of freaky, which is the objective. That's good. I made a delicious coffee in my adorable cinnamon roll mug. Hell yeah. My mind is large. Nice. So all the people are doing JoJo poses. Like a sideways face. There's a sideways face for reference. There's a sideways face. A baby. That's a good one. Cherub. These guys are creepy. Nice. Does this merchant live on Bug Island, right? The British Isles. Yes, they do. Everyone lives on Bug Island. That's where we're set. I might do these guys in the background with a little bit like lighter cloaks, so they kind of stand out a bit more. Just a little bit there. Nice. You guys are looking kind of creepy. Again, this is going to be like a really, really short, like 10-second explanation about how everyone hates rich Fae. So the Fae can't become rich. Or everyone hates Fae, so the Fae can't become rich. So this just needs to be like a very quick part of the video. Big. I mean, we do have bugs as well, so that's good. Frog and Wig. Hey, Blank. How's it going, mate? Good to have you here. Is living in the British Isles better in your project compared to living here currently? May I be transferred to the acceleration, live out the rest of my days? Good question. I'd say the answer is it depends. I would say if your life sucks now, then maybe. But to be honest, probably not. I mean, like, you wouldn't want for food. There's plenty of food in the acceleration. Sickness isn't so prevalent because everyone's immune systems are better because everyone's like super highly evolved. But I would say you would, yeah. I mean, if you walk too far outside your town, you'll get eaten. So yeah, I'll say no. I'll say it's not better. Let's make these cloaks in the background maybe a little bit lighter. Let's start again. Oops. Oops. I'll do kind of like a light coming from the front of his face. So I have a little bit of shadow on the frog as well. On the toad, sorry. How rude of me. These are nice and freaky, as we like. A bit darker. Maybe do like a little shadow. So I'm very focused on this. Oh no, my battery's almost dead. Right. The background's not set. We're just kind of doing a cool image there. That'll do. Gonna feed Farish to the dragon. Good lord, if only. Do you want a burger, Mr. Bard? I would love a burger. Thank you very much. One of the diseases that do affect the population of the acceleration be instant death to us. The way I see it is like, it's more difficult to get sick. But if you do get sick, it's like, oh no, your arm falls off. Oh dear. So yeah, you don't want to get sick. If you can help it. COVID 4.0. Wait, Lorat, didn't your ancestors transfer the bubonic plague? The carriers. I mean, I guess, yeah. Transfer the bubonic plague. They were like the little carrier transports. Me secretly waiting for the bards to finish the acceleration world building so the devs can play the event of the acceleration to the world in the next global update. Hell yeah. Update it. Make sure everyone is fully engaged. No choice. Everyone has to be involved. Oops. So cigar toads. He's got to be blowing some smoke. Right, I think that's fine for now. I think we might do some more details in the future, but for the time being, I have to call it a day. Right, my mess with the colours there, but that's fine. Wow, painful stereotype. It was the fleas. Yes, well, the fleas did live on us, but it wasn't us. Did say transfer. That's true. That's fair. My great times 8 auntie on my mother's side was a carrier, but I don't see how it's our fault. Obi cooked. I made a North America dystopia. Yeah. Icy Wasteland. Sidon caused North America. Yes, he did. Everyone gets till the first dragon appears. For funny coincidences and monitor lizard and the apocalypse that resets humanity starts. Oh dear. Hey Lux, how's it going? Good soup. We've got our little toad boy here. Mulch. Living life to the fullest in Blackpool. Cool kid. Gulch or Gulch? I can't remember his name. Nice. It's a bit freakier. Some nice shiny shoes. So very silent here. I'm very focused. We'll get some marble on these guys' faces as well in a second. Very cool. Sonny, what did you do? What happened to North America? Sidem made it an icy wasteland. It's all snowed in, baby. Rip Crow. Sorry, buddy. Now, Rich Toad isn't about to get jumped. These are his boys. These are his bodyguards. He's rich enough to hire dudes who may or may not be made of marble. This. If we select pen, we want this one. Why isn't that working? Oh no, battery's almost dead. Alright boys, I think we're going to have to call it there. Boys and gals. Every time I plug in my iPad, it gets hotter and hotter, and I really don't want it to explode. So, right, thank you for joining me, chaps. I really appreciate you all being here. I think we made some progress, right? We did a cool, scary toad, and we did not booby lady. We did our cowboy. I might come back to this one. I'm not totally sure about it, but I think sometimes you gotta kind of give up on these, but he's okay. An old knight is out hiking. He's a good boy. We're about to rob the frog while snapping our fingers in sync. His marble boy's gonna get you. Frog Bodyguard 3. Remove that guy's balls. He looked terrifying. That's exactly what it would be like. These are a serious condition that should be treated with care. If it's alright with you, the fleas, it's a safe space where we can help you do that. Who's got the fleas? I like to imagine a crow holding back an angry rat. Right. There's aggression that's going on in the chat. Right. It's got a few minutes left. Alright, I'll charge my iPad a little bit longer. And we'll see if my iPad explodes, then so be it. Right, I feel like we can do this blue a bit better. I don't know why that's so... Am I using the wrong one? The wrong marble. That's this one. No? Ah, there we go. Yeah, that. Okay. That's the one we're looking for. Okay. Ooh, that's creepy. It's like a hollow projection. I like that. No, it's a bit too dramatic. I think we could go a bit more luminous, a bit more shadowed. Right. Can't remember how I did it before. I had like a good way of doing it where I would like paint over. Maybe it only works. I think it only works on like lighter shades. We can figure this out. We can figure this out. Oh, that's a bit better. Kind of. Maybe if I do some like. I do some. Ah, yeah. Okay, that's pretty cool. Luminous eyes are always cool. Maybe with a little. Woo! What do you think of the little zaggy lines? We'll do them separately, just in case we want to remove them. We'll get rid of the nostril one because that's been necessary. What do you think of the zaggy lines? Anybody? Not sure about it. We'll see. Drone looks great. Thanks. Appreciate it, Fallen. rat domain expansion, 1,000th generation of mine inside your body. With this domain expansion, the rat summons 1,000 generations worth of rats inside the opening body, an opponent's body, making them explode. Jeez, that's a lot of rats. Repeat myself. The vibe. Hell yeah. I don't know. I like Handsome Squidward, but I feel like Old Man is kind of taking it. I like this dude as well. I feel like this dude has got like a bit of attitude to him as well. Dude in the background. But this guy is definitely the coolest. And of course, he needs to have some shiny shoes. Oops. Jigga boy. I got that salt spike. Right. I think it's looking pretty cool, right? Not bad, not bad. I should probably draw their feet. They're just kind of floating at the moment. Give them some little tippy-tap shoes. In fact, I do need to make their feet like a lot darker. I summon. Very dense shadow. There we go. That's better. He's like, I asked you a question, and you better answer it. My boy's gonna get you. Alright, that'll do for now. Like I said, this is even for the next video. I'm getting kind of distracted. Okay, right. How does this become Vermintide? You get this Vermintide. Rat has summoned the rest of the rats. The rat horde. Right, guys. Amazing stuff. Appreciate guys being here. Keep my company. I was just going to do one drawing today, but I think I kind of was inspired to do more, which is always good. I'm hoping to get the next video out on Friday. So we'll see. And this is like the currency video, and then the next one after that will be probably the Sisters Merchant video. And then we're going to do the 3D apartment render video. So we'll see how it goes. But the plan is kind of to get those out soon. Good works. Well done, Bud. Thank you, Rat. Appreciate it. Fortune, my friend. Thanks, Crow. Appreciate you guys all being here, keeping me company. I think we've done well. Look how handsome he is. What a handsome boy. I will see you guys in the Discord, or I'll see you next week, or I'll see you on Riffy's stream tomorrow, or maybe Duck's stream on Friday. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, Lorat. Thank you, Riffy. Thanks, Fallen. Thanks, Crow. Blank. Who else we got? We got Sidon. We got Lux. We got lots of people today. Who else do we have? We had Joe, much appreciated. We had, I can look on the top fans list. We had Throndix earlier, he's asleep. Cypher, Kalenier, Lots of people. Appreciate you all you guys being here. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.